The RIT Sports Network proudly welcomes you to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology and home of the Tigers. Tonight it's the finale of this two-game non-conference weekend series between the Colgate Raiders out of the ECAC and the RIT Tigers out of Atlantic Hockey America. Number 12, Simon Isabel, has now scored in his last two games, and the junior forward now leads RIT with 4 goals in 6 games. Isabel and his Tiger teammates will look to earn a split here tonight before returning to conference play on Wednesday at Niagara. Good evening and welcome to RIT Hockey Pregame Live here on the RIT Sports Network. Well, the Tigers and Raiders entered the weekend feeling they hadn't played their best so far this season. The Tigers were coming off a disappointing 2-1 overtime loss to Bowling Green last Saturday, while Colgate entered Friday night at just 1-4-1, something Colgate head coach Mike Harder described to us simply as not great. Highlights from last night are here. First period, we were scoreless under 8 minutes to play in the opening period, and it's Christian Catalano centering to Tanner Andrew, who crashes the net and scores his second of the season. RIT took a 1-0 lead. Just a minute and 21 seconds later, watch Evan Miller sneaking behind the Colgate defense all alone in front, and he beats Nick Haas. A total defensive breakdown for the Raiders. Coach Harder didn't like that. Tigers up 2-0, but it didn't last. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first off the face-off. Colgate wins it, and it's Nick Bellapito beating Jakub Kurbacek, his second of the season, ties us at 2 after 1. Second period, buckle up, just 35 seconds in. Colgate would strike again as Brett Chorsky left all alone on the backside, and he scores his second of the season. 3 unanswered for Colgate. Raiders took a 3-2 lead, but the Tigers would respond. The UNH transfer Nick Caffarelli to line mate Simon Isabel. Izzy skate. It goes off it, and it goes in to tie the game at 3. Caffarelli tied for the team lead with Isabel with 6 points so far this season. Just over 9 minutes to go in the second. Tigers keep the puck in the zone. Adam Jeffrey comes up with it, turns, fires, and scores. First of the season for Jeffrey, 4th of his career. RIT up 4-3, but they could not hold the lead again as Colgate worked it around like they were on the power play. Max Nagel fires it. Alex DiPaolo deflects it in. And we're tied again at 4. Less than 2 minutes later, here come the Raiders again as the Tigers, they can't clear the zone again. And watch the nice feed coming up here to Ben Raymond, who's all alone in the slot. He skates in and scores. Colgate back in front, 5-4 after 2. Late third period, Tigers trying to get even in this one. They had a couple good looks. Dimitri Microgiannakis gets the puck, takes the shot, the scramble in front, but the rebound would go wide. Let's take another look as Andrew Takis, in relief of Nick Haas, able to keep it out. Tough break for RIT. Huge relief for the Raiders right there. Final seconds, Tigers with a chance, but they don't get a good look before time expires. Unfortunately, Colgate would hold on last night for a 5-4 victory. The Raiders outshot RIT 38-24, had 5 different goal scores. As we take a look, Simon Isabel scored his team-leading 4th goal of the season, while UNH transfer Nick Caffarelli making a big impact so far as a Tiger. He picked up his team-best 5th assist on Friday. Adam Jeffrey and Evan Miller both scored their first goals of the season, while Jeffrey logged his second career multi-point game. Tigers PK solid as they shut down all 5 Raider power plays. Tiger power play still 0 for the season. They went 0 for 1 last night. So the Tigers have now dropped 2 in a row and lost their home opener for the first time since 2021. Ironically, it was Colgate spoiling things back then in 2021 as well. As always, we have both sides of the ice covered for you. We begin with RIT head coach Wayne Wilson, who's with our John DiTullio. John?
All right, Kevin, thanks so much, Wayne. We were just talking, just overall, how would you assess your team's performance? Let's start with the first 2 periods of last night.
I thought the first 2 periods, we just didn't manage the puck very well. And when I say that, we were playing like it's a hot potato. We were flipping it out. We were chasing pucks. We weren't making plays. We needed to have a lot more poise and move our feet a lot better than we did in the first 2 periods. It was better in the third, maybe kind of how we expected to maybe start the game and then move on from there. But the fact that we got 4 goals was a plus, but I didn't like the way we move pucks and make plays. You've got to be confident, poised, and aggressive with it.
Can you build off of what you did in the third, especially late in the third?
Well, we're hoping we really just try to build off of what we showed them today, like what our concerns were, and a lot of our miscues with pucks or lack of playing with it resulted in them getting the puck and getting a lot of zone time. One example, we flipped the puck down the ice without moving our feet. We had full control. Ends up being an icing, and then we don't get it out of our end. Ends up being a goal for them. And those are the type of things we'd like to alleviate here tonight and be better at.
They got 5 goals, but how would you assess your blue line? How do you think defensively you guys stood up last night?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to be better, but, the 5 goals, I think, were more results of our lackadaisical play with the puck, not necessarily how we defended or D-zone coverage. I just thought it was sloppiness that they turned into goals for themselves, and, so that whole part of it, the whole part of the offensive game's got to get better here for us, and with that, we talk about trying to get a lot of ozone time. They finally get out. They've got to dump it in and change because they're tired and don't get sustained pressure. I thought they pulled that on us last night where we got stuck in our end for long periods of time. We'd finally get it out. We'd have to change. No ozone pressure. Bam, they're back in our end.
Let's talk first off Kuba's performance last night. Thought he kept you in the game last night with this many crucial saves.
Yeah, it's hard to be critical, or it would seem like it would be easy to be critical of someone that gave up 5 goals, but he did make that. That was not on his shoulders last night. I thought he had a solid game. He would have to be short of spectacular to get that 5 down to 2 or 3, but I was happy with his play last night. We'll switch goalies here tonight to just that was pre-planned before the weekend, and just get Trent back in. Kuba's had a couple of really good games for us, and now it's Trent's turn to show what he can do.
Well, let's hope you get more than one opportunity on the man advantage.
Yeah, we've got to work harder to get that, though, too. I didn't think that was a reffing situation last night as much as it was if we don't press them and force them into a little bit of desperation where they've got to take penalties. We were just too easy to play against last night, so there was no need for them to take penalties. And because of that, we didn't get any power play time.
Now, I'm getting off my mark. I may have to give you the mic in a couple of weeks.
I'm infringing here in your space. I can see that.
Okay, buddy,
it's intentional tonight.
I
let it happen last night, and that's how we played tonight. I'm being a little more forceful, so hopefully we are too.
I like that. That's head coach Wayne Wilson for a preview of Colgate. Here's my broadcasting partner, Gene Battaglia. Gino?
All right, thanks, Johnny. Here with head coach Mike Harder of Colgate. What does it say about your team last night? First 10 minutes, you're dominating, but then quickly you're down 2-0, but you answered quick. What did you think last night?
We're fun. We're a really fun group. You just don't know, and that's why this sport's so great, right? We love it. Like, what other sport could you dominate like that and then end up really down? So we had answers. You said that earlier. We had answers every time, and rather not put ourselves in a deficit, but it happens. It's a funny game. So we're happy with the end result, I suppose, but the process was a little bit more difficult than it should have been.
Yeah, it's not too often you see a team make a goalie switch the way you did in the third. What went into that decision last night?
I felt a little bit bad because that was Haas's first ever win as a goalie, and he doesn't finish a game. It's an odd stat line, isn't it? It'll be a good story to tell one day when we can laugh about it. But I just felt like I said before the game, it's going to take all of us in this room to win. And then I just went with it. It actually literally took all of us in the room. So, we'll see how it goes.
You know how this works. RIT is going to come back tonight. In particular, the Tigers still looking for their first power play goal. They might be pressing there a little bit. Your thoughts on what you're going to see here tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get it because our penalty kill hasn't been very good. So they're in a good spot for that. They're going to come hard. I mean, college hockey's great, right? And it's so hard to win 2 nights in a row. The sweep is almost impossible. So they're going to come really hard. They'll be prepared. So hopefully we can respond in kind.
Yeah. What's your favorite memory as an Amber coach?
We had some really good runs. I still have some really great friends. Playing with Marty Baron was great. Craig Fisher. Just some great guys and great stories. I love them all.
Yeah, Mike, thank you very much for your time. That's Mike Harder, Colgate head coach. Kevin, we send it back to you.
All right, Gene, thank you so much. Jakub Kribacek took the loss last night in net for the Tigers to fall to 2-2 on the year, but the first-year netminder was credited with 33 saves, marking his 4th 30-plus save effort in 4 appearances to start his rookie campaign. In net tonight, as we mentioned, the Tigers will be with number 32, Trent Burnham. The junior transfer from Lindenwood will make his 3rd start of the season. Looking for his first victory in a Tiger sweater, Burnham took the losses at St. Lawrence and Mercyhurst earlier this year and has a .893 save percentage in those 2 outings. For Colgate, head coach Mike Harder will go with number 1, Andrew Takis. Takis came in relief of Nick Haas in the 3rd period, as they mentioned last night. This will be the Bowie, Maryland native's 4th start this season. He's 1-2-0 with a 3.95 goals against. Well, still to come here on Pregame Live from groundbreaking to dedication day. to 10 years of jumping around. We'll look back on the journey to build the home of Tiger hockey. Plus, the RIT women's hockey team was upset-minded this afternoon as they wrapped up their series with nationally ranked St. Lawrence. Highlights are on the way. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network.
So our plan is to, over the course of the next 2 or 3 years, to try to raise $15 million to be the cornerstone funding for a new hockey arena at RIT. I'm also very, very pleased to announce that 2 of our alums have stepped forward to make the first really significant gift.
You know, I owe a ton to RIT. The time for the campaign was now, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is.
And having one of our own give back is the best. It's the best part of the story.
I am so pleased to tell you that our new arena, thanks to this $4.5 million gift from the Policini Family Foundation and Tom Golisano, will be named the Gene Policini Center. 3, 2, 1.
This is going to be a one-of-a-kind facility, totally dedicated to building school spirit.
We'll be able to bring in the best teams from around the country to RIT because they're going to want to play in this facility.
And the Tigers are going to send the Frank Ritter Arena out in style.
We don't say goodbye to Ritter, we say farewell. Farewell, old friend.
We get to move into something, you know, that's going to be amazing, but, you know, we're also moving on from something that has brought a lot to, I think, every player on this team and anyone that's gone through this rink.
And if we can recreate some of what we have, the magic, I guess, of Ritter in the new facility, then it's a home run.
Great look on the Tiger Power Play campaign that was so key in helping build this beautiful facility, the Gene Policini Center, which we've now been so fortunate to call home for men's and women's hockey for 10 years. So happy to be joined by one of the key contributors that helped make this facility a reality, Valerie Wilcox, the daughter of the late Gene Policini and also a member of the board of directors for the Policini Foundation. Valerie, your family foundation does a lot of work in our community, but I have to guess that out of everything you've done over the years, this building, this specific project has to mean a little something extra to all of you, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, for sure, yes. Just to have my dad's name on it. He was such a big hockey fan, and he would just have loved this. He'd be so honored and so humbled.
Your mom, Wanda, mentioned to us 10 years ago on Dedication Day that maybe this dedication to your father from Tom and the Policini Foundation was a way of kind of keeping his memory alive, keeping his legacy going, and it meant a lot to Tom to have his name here on that. What has that relationship meant to the family with Tom Golisano over the years, and even today? How does that continue?
Well, he's still a very big part of our lives. Yeah. It's been a lifelong friendship with him. I've known him literally since I was born. He and my dad became friends in high school. Very quickly, brothers really. They just had such a wonderful friendship and bond and respect and admiration for each other. And he's just a wonderful man and still a big part of our family.
Yeah, hockey, you mentioned, was such a big part of your father's life. He got Tom involved with it, helped save the Sabres in Western New York by getting Tom Golisano to buy them many years ago. What would he have thought of all of this here and to a facility that bears his name? How excited would he be about that?
He'd be beyond thrilled and just very proud and very honored.
I mentioned the Policini Foundation does so much fantastic work in the community. What is the mission of the foundation, would you say?
Our mission is to help those that can't help themselves, like to better their lives in all kinds of arenas, from education to law enforcement to medical, particularly children, but people of all ages and all abilities.
How special of a night is this? 10 years. Can you believe it's been 10 years of this building?
No, I cannot believe it's been 10 years. It's been a very fast 10 years. This is wonderful. I'm so happy to be a part of it. My whole family is here. My children, my niece and my nephew, my husband are here with me. So it's been really nice to have them be a bigger part of this today because they weren't able to 10 years ago. So.
Well, we are so happy to have you here, and obviously they'll be on the ice for the ceremonial puck drop coming up in just a little bit. But we want to thank the Policini family for your continued support of RIT and for all you do in our community. And obviously, enjoy the game, enjoy the moment here, the 10-year anniversary tonight.
We will. Thank you. It's been our honor and our pleasure.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Valerie Wilcox.
Thank you.
We had women's hockey this afternoon here at the Coliseum, celebrating Celeste Brown's Tigers facing 6th-ranked St. Lawrence. First period, under 10 minutes to play. St. Lawrence throws it at the net. It doesn't go, but watch Ellie McLeod there to put in the rebound, her second goal this weekend. Team leading 6 on the year to give the Saints a 1-0 lead. Tigers answer right back, though, on the power play. Kyla Bear centers to Kylie Aquaro, who comes crashing the net. The one-timer goes. Aquaro's 4th goal of the season ties us at 1 after 1. Opening minute of the second period. Tigers with the puck in the zone until Abby Hustler forces the turnover for St. Lawrence, and she's all alone on the breakaway. Hustler beats Sophia Bellina with just her 2nd of the season. Saints back in front 2-1, just 41 seconds into the second. It stayed that way until the third. Saints get sloppy in their own zone, and the Tigers make them pay. Nicole Ness steals the puck and scores. Great effort by RIT today as the Tigers and Saints skate to a 2-2 tie. So RIT now 1-2-1 against ranked opponents as we take a look this season, having split with Colgate and following today's tie with St. Lawrence. The Saints outshot RIT 42-23. Sophia Bellina, a big reason why the Tigers were able to earn the tie. She stopped 40 today, the 3rd highest of her Tiger career. It's been a great start to the season for the Tigers. With more on today's game, as you look at some of the stats there, St. Lawrence out shooting RIT 42-23. As I mentioned, the Bruce B. Bates women's hockey coach, Celeste Brown, standing by live now with our Kim Coffey. Kimmy?
Coach, you guys are coming off a 4-1 loss Friday. How impressed were you with your team's gritty effort today in a bounce-back overtime loss?
Yeah, they always respond, and the credit is to them in the room. I think hopefully we don't have to bounce back anymore, and so we're trying to work through this Friday stuff and be ready when the puck drops Friday night.
As Kevin mentioned, Sophia Bellina, what an effort. How clutch was she for you guys today?
Yeah, Sophia stepped in and did what she needed to do. It's nice to have goaltenders that can step in and provide like confidence for the group in front of them, knowing like, hey, if there's a mistake, we have your back.
And, I mean, you guys have had a really tough non-conference schedule to start your season. How has that helped prepare you for your conference games, which kick off next weekend?
Yeah, we're big believers. Like, if you want to be the best, you got to play the best. And so all of that is by intention. And our players overall have handled it really well. And we have a couple ranked opponents in our league this season. And every game is going to be a dogfight. And so it just prepares us. Like, we learned and added some bricks to our process going forward. So I think they'll lean on it, and hopefully our team feels confident like coming out of this non-conference play.
I mean, despite coming up a little short here in the shootout loss, what would you say to fans who have yet to come out and check out a women's game? I mean, you guys have been in some really tough ones so far.
Yeah, get here. Like, women's sports is the way. And like last weekend, we had a rocking crowd, and it was awesome. The energy is fun, and our players are fantastic. If you get a chance to say hello to them, they'll spend the time, they'll talk to you. And so I would encourage you, like, our women are physical, they're intense, and it's really no different in my eyes from the men's game. So I expect people to be here, and our dedicated fans have always been here. But I do think, like, over this last few weeks, we've collected some new fans, and we plan to collect some new as we continue on too.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good luck in your conference games next weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Kevin?
All right, Kim, thanks so much. It was a great atmosphere here this weekend for the St. Lawrence series. Meanwhile, the women's hockey team will open conference play, as Celeste mentioned, in Atlantic Hockey America on Friday here on home ice when they face Robert Morris. Face-off between the Tigers and Colonial set for 6 o'clock exclusively on Flow Hockey. If you want more RIT hockey content, you can find it in the RIT Athletics app. Schedules, roster scores, stats, highlights, features, and so much more, all in one place. A must-have for every Tiger fan. Download the RIT Athletics app on your Android, Apple, Roku, and Fire Stick today. Well, still to come on Pregame Live, RIT goaltending coach Mike Rotolo will join us to break down tonight's rematch between the Tigers and Raiders. And if you're just joining the program, we'll look back on some of the big moments from Colgate's 5-4 victory over the Tigers last night. It's all straight ahead on your home for Tiger hockey. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network.
Kevin Scott over to Hobbs. Hobbs pushing it out, and here's Caffarelli. Caffarelli comes up with it. Caffarelli getting it in deep, and the Tigers have tied it! Simon Isabel as Caffarelli with the good feed. As Cabello Roy, some good work here by the Tigers. As that forces it over to Bloom. Bloom off a skate. Jeff, there it is! What a forecheck by the Tigers, and they retake the lead! For whatever reason here, Tigers can't get to this puck. Shot and it goes way out! John Max Nagel with his second tonight. We are tied at 4. Okay. Tigers can't get it out of the zone. Colgate looking to retake the lead. They do.
Yeah, again, Simon missed there. Right in front, Gino.
Ben Raymond, his second of the night. You can see that coming. Colgate 5, RIT 4. Stewart. Building getting loud here is Caffarelli. Gets it over to Michael Giannakis. Ahead! Seconds to save the rebound! Goes just wide.
Oh, I thought we had it.
10 seconds remaining. Isabel, back to Michael Giannakis.
Gotta shoot.
5 seconds. Caffarelli shot to the far side, and Colgate is gonna hang on.
Colgate hangs on for the win. If you're just joining us, Tigers looking to earn a split of their 2-game series with Colgate here tonight, and that will be needed. They'll need much better work in the D zone and, of course, with puck management, as we're joined by John and Gene. And, guys, the Tigers will not only need to work harder tonight, but smarter as well, something Brian Hills told us they did not do last night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good evening, Kevin. And John, the puck possession is certainly key tonight as we take a look at our players to watch here. And for Colgate, they have that big body in Chorsky. They're going to have to concern yourself with.
Douglas Fur out there. He's 6'7", had a big goal last night. In fact, had 7 shots. He was involved in all kinds of action last night. He's a senior. He's got 1 goal on he had a goal last night. You look at his season. He's a big-time playmaker, and you can't miss him. 6'7", and he can skate. Very agile last night. Very impressed with how he played last night, Chorsky.
Yeah, and for the Tigers, one player that has been consistent has been number 12, Simon Isabel.
Simon Isabel, 1 goal but only 2 shots last night. You look at him for the season, he leads them with 6 points. He's got to get even more involved tonight if the Tigers are going to come away with a W.
As we get ready here, do we have Mike Rotolo in the green room? I believe we do. Coach, how are you tonight? Tell us a little bit about Trent Burnham getting the call here tonight, Mike.
Hey, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, Trent's getting the go tonight. He's been really solid through 2 games so far this year. Obviously, he transferred in from Lindenwood, so he hasn't played in a few games, but obviously he's going to get another crack at it here tonight. Very athletic, quick, fast goaltender, so we're excited for him to get his first start at the Gene.
Mike, what's the mindset of the team? You lose last night, still trying to find your identity. What's the attitude or mindset coming into tonight's game?
Really just controlling the effort, right? You want to control the controllables. It sounds cliche, but we don't feel like we played our best game last night. It was a little bit sloppy. We were very, very poor in the D zone with puck management. So it's really about controlling that effort, working harder than them, and then let the results speak for themselves from there.
Do we know anything about Tack as their goaltender, Mike, here tonight?
I mean, obviously he got a little bit in there last night, I believe, right? He was the one who replaced. He played well in the third period. But at the end of the day, we didn't get enough shots on goal through 3 periods last night. We really just got to get the pucks down low, you know, go low to high, get pucks to the net and crash, and then see what opportunities present themselves.
Mike, thanks for your time. Go get him tonight.
Thank you, guys.
That's Mike Rizzolo, former goaltender, now helping out the
One of
coach.
our,
Yeah.
well, it's one of our favorites over the years. Big fan of Mike.
Yeah, as Kevin, get that split here. Puck drop coming up at 5:05.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the call. Thank you so much, guys. We are closing in on face-off after a quick break. We'll wrap things up from here next. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network. Back here on Pregame Live, team introductions are underway as RIT and Colgate get set to meet for the 12th time in the Division I era. Raiders unbeaten in 9 of those previous 11 meetings, including a win here last night. Tigers head to Niagara on Wednesday, then Bentley, before finally returning home on Friday, November 15th, when they welcome Army West Point to town. Face-off between the Tigers and Black Knights set for 7:05 exclusively here on Flow Hockey. RIT has sold well over 1,500 season tickets for this year, and while you can't get your hands on season seats anymore, individual and group tickets are still available all season long by calling or visiting the Policini Center box office or online at rittickets.com. Well, that'll do it for Pregame Live. For those of you watching on the RIT Athletics app, we invite you to switch over to flowhockey.tv for our exclusive coverage of RIT and Colgate. It rolls on live from the Gene Policini Center right now.